All right, kids, on a scale of 1 to 10, I bet you miss me a 10, and I miss you too. All right, so I'm going to give you a rundown of your writing summative you're completing for both Miss Garner's class and mine. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either of us. We will help you. All right, so you guys have seen these, the whole unit, your EQ, so nothing new. Let's look at this. So you've completed, at this point, most of your reading for Behind the Beautiful Forevers. The novel itself displays the beauty of humanity's capacity to endure, which we're also experiencing, right? Endure hardships, failed dreams, and false accusations. Boo weaves together multiple diverse characters into one major event. The structure, language, and characters in this novel all culminate into painting a picture of a reality far from ours. However, because of Boo's craft, we are able to learn more about an area we most likely will never visit or could imagine to exist, because goodness knows I didn't. Using the knowledge you've gained from this novel and your case study completed in AP Human Geography, you will complete an argumentative one-pager for summative assessment. All right, so your task, based on Behind the Beautiful Forever, select one SDG, in which India needs to show improvement and complete the argumentative one-pager. So you'll provide evidence from the book and a secondary source. All right, so this can come from your case study you guys are doing. You don't have to do any additional research. And then you're going to use the one-pager provided to complete your assignment. Let me say this. Your text evidence from the book should be direct quotes, and this can be paraphrasing. All right, so a couple of tips. Do write in present tense, vary your wording, explain all examples, edit for grammatical errors. This is huge. Be specific, all right? Avoid things like stuff, things. Use transition words. Structure your essay based on the passage or based on the novel, essentially, all right? Guys, and I'm not wasting my breath here. Like, these are very important that you follow the do's and the don'ts, because your formative writing was supposed to be practice, and some of you still are not making the adjustments you need to make your writing quality. So you really, really need to focus on accomplishing these. So don't begin your essay with India needs to work on gender equality, because that's very basic and lame. Okay, you want that first sentence. It's your thesis. It needs to be strong, hit you in the face. We know exactly what we're doing, right? Don't use personal pronouns. Don't announce. Don't use words like a lot, mad, bad, one, a gun, a large. Okay, these aren't even words. It's called slang. These terms are elementary and do not reflect the writing of an honors student. Cool? Or a humanities student for that case. Here is your rubric, all right? 10 points, MLA format. Boom, that's easy, okay? Lucky for you, the example reminds you of what that looks like. Your thesis is clear. It states which side you're on, which SDG you are talking about, okay? Your text evidence from the novel is worth 10 points. You have to have it. Your evidence from your secondary source is 10 points. You have to have it. It needs to be obvious. Analysis is the biggest, fattest part of this whole thing, because quite frankly, if you can plop down a piece of evidence and not explain it, and you're not really accomplishing anything. I can quote anything from a book, and it serves no purpose if I don't explain it, right? You have to incorporate your ESPN analysis. You have to have a counterclaim, and you have to have a concluding statement, all right? So proper grammar, this is going to hurt some of you if you don't pay attention. After 5 errors, you lose all 10 points, period, no other options. So if all 5 of these happen in the first 2 sentences, it's easier for us because now we don't have to grade your grammar anymore, okay? So it's super important that you stay on task, you proofread, edit, and you'll have time for both Miss Garner's class and mine on Friday. You can even start earlier. No one's going to be mad at you if you do. It's totally up to you. So this is the one-pager. Don't forget your your name, teacher's name, class, so this would say humanities, and then the due date, right? So come up with a title that's not one word. It should be on the topic of your analysis, okay? Not the title of the book, not the title of your SDG, not the title of any random thing, okay? There's no punctuation. You don't underline it, you don't bold it, you don't italicize it. No. Stands plain boring in the middle, and that's it. All right. So your first sentence should be a strong topic sentence that lets your reader know exactly what topic you are arguing. So that's your punch in the face. Like, let Miss Garner and I know right off the bat so we're not guessing. Your second sentence should transition into the textual support you're referencing from the novel that directly relates to the topic you're arguing. All right. So essentially think about it like this. You got to give us context. If we don't know what we're looking at and you don't set us up to lead us into this idea, it's going to seem disconnected. Okay. You have 10 sentences. Make good use of every sentence. All right. Your third sentence is where you will begin providing quoted support with parenthetical citation from the novel. Right, your goal here is to not provide a freestanding quote, but to embed your quote into your sentence. This is mature writing. You've been practicing it all year. You know how to do it. If you've forgotten the verb trick, take your sentence that you want to quote, find the verb. There it is. Everything that comes before the verb, summarize it, put it in your own words, paraphrase, contextualize it, and then quote the last part. And then what do you do from that? You embed your analysis. All right, so your fourth sentence should be an explanation or analysis of the importance of the quote. Please, 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 for my sanity, do not start it with the quote provided, this quote, or the text says, or the text directly states, and absolutely do not do that right here. That's not the kind of writing we're doing. That's not the kind of writing you've been taught to do. You are stronger writers than that, okay? So this sentence should directly relate to the topic of the paper and emphasize the point you're making. Explain how the quote is a good example of your chosen topic. Your fifth sentence should then transition into your analysis and argument. This sentence can be introduced to your source, an introduction to your source from AP Human, right? So your sixth and seventh is the analysis section. These sentences will be where you paraphrase information from your secondary sources. They should be well-developed and thought-provoking sentences. All right, for paraphrase, you put the author and the page number right after you paraphrase it. You don't have to wait until the end of the sentence. So, fun fact. Make your connection, and somewhere between sentences 6 through 8, you'll write your counterclaim if it's necessary. Well, it's definitely necessary. So make sure you get a sentence in here. Although people may argue gender equality is the most important SGD to get from this, it's actually not. And here's why. Okay. So your last couple of sentences will be where you close up your paragraph and bring your ideas to an end. This is your original thought and your own analysis. This is where you should make connections between your ideas. Your paragraph should not leave me hanging. All right, so no creative writing in this part. Make sure you think about it like this. You've presented this whole entire argument. This is your case. Now, these last few sentences, especially your last one, is the one where you're like, now this is what I've presented, and this is why, like, I'm right, and this is the most important thing. So think about it like that. It's your mic drop. Make sure you cite the novel, and then make sure you cite your secondary source, okay? So you still provide parenthetical citations when you paraphrase. They look the same, right? So if I did this directly from the book, it still has the last name and the page numbers. If I'm taking it and I'm paraphrasing it, guess what? Still no random commas, still last name and page number. So you can definitely do this, all right? If you guys have questions, let us know. We're happy to help. Make sure you take a look at the rubric and that you do your best. Good luck.